All right, so are you ready to dive into a bit of a Bollywood mystery?
A mystery.
Yeah, mystery. How did three guys, all born in the same year, end up dominating an entire film industry for like decades? We're talking about Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, and Aamir Khan.
The Three Khans.
Legendary Three Khans of Bollywood.
Of Bollywood.
You've probably seen their movies, heard their names, but trust me, there's a whole lot more to their story than meets the eye.
Yeah, I think what's so fascinating is even though they're all Khans and were all born in 1965, their journeys to stardom were totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Let's go back to their early days. We've got Shah Rukh Khan, who, from what I've read, had a pretty tough start in life.
Yeah, Shah Rukh's story is like the ultimate outsider, makes it big kind of tale.
Yeah.
He wasn't born into Bollywood royalty like some of his peers.
Right.
He came from a middle-class family in Delhi.
Okay.
And to make things even tougher, he lost both of his parents when he was pretty young.
Wow, that's heavy. Must have taken a lot of grit to push through that kind of hardship and still chase that Bollywood dream. I'd even say he was just plain lucky.
Well, luck might have played a part, but you can't discount his sheer determination.
Okay.
Like, think about it. He moves to Mumbai, which is a city that is known for chewing up and spitting out dreamers.
Yeah.
And he's practically broke.
Yeah.
He's sharing a tiny apartment with other struggling actors, just taking any acting gig he can find.
Wow.
Whether it's theater, TV, even commercials.
So you're saying he really worked his way up the ladder step by step.
Exactly. He didn't have a famous last name to open doors for him.
Right.
He had to hustle and hone his craft and prove himself worthy of those leading roles.
Yeah.
And it's that dedication, that relentless pursuit of his dream that I think really sets him apart.
I think so too.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Now let's talk about Salman Khan.
Okay.
His dad, Salim Khan, was a big shot screenwriter, right? Did that make things easier for him, or did that kind of come with its own baggage?
I mean, Salman definitely had a much smoother entry into the industry because, let's face it, connections matter in Bollywood, just like anywhere else.
They do.
But having a famous father also meant that he was living under a microscope.
Yeah, I bet those expectations were sky high.
Oh, absolutely.
Like everyone's waiting for him to either flop spectacularly or like become the next big thing.
Exactly. And you know, let's be honest, those early reviews for Maine Pyar Kiya,
Oh, yeah.
some critics were brutal, saying
That's
that
good.
Salman's acting was wooden.
Wooden.
Yeah, but despite all that, audiences loved him. There was just something about his charisma, that bad boy charm that clicked with people.
Interesting. So it's interesting how they both found success, but in such different ways.
Yeah.
You've got Shah Rukh, the meticulous outsider, clawing his way to the top. And then you have Salman, the industry kid, who wins hearts, even though there's all this criticism.
Yeah, and then you throw Aamir Khan into the mix. Oh, yeah.
And he throws a whole other wrench into things.
Aamir,
Yeah.
I mean, he started as a child actor.
As a child actor.
That's fascinating.
I know, right?
I never knew that he started so young.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing him on set, like running around between takes, soaking it all in.
I know.
So what was that experience like for him?
Well, his first film was Yaadon Ki Baaraat,
Okay.
which was directed by his uncle, Nasir Hussain.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he was practically raised on film sets, surrounded by all that creative energy.
Wow.
But even with that family connection, Aamir didn't just coast on his uncle's fame.
Oh, so he had something to prove.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He wanted to be taken seriously as an actor
Yeah,
and not just be seen as Nasir Hussain's nephew.
I got it.
Right.
And you can see that drive in his early career choices.
Yeah.
He didn't jump straight into mainstream Bollywood.
Oh, he didn't.
He opted for smaller, more experimental films, working with directors who are known for pushing boundaries.
Exactly.
So 3 Khans, 3 completely different journeys. 3 different journeys.
But one thing that really strikes me is that they all had to overcome obstacles.
Yeah.
Whether it was personal tragedy, industry criticism,
Yeah.
or even just that pressure of living up to a family name.
Yeah, it's true. And it's that resilience, that refusal to give up, that really paved the way for their extraordinary success.
Yeah.
They didn't just become stars.
Right.
They became symbols of ambition and perseverance for so many people.
For sure. All right, so we've talked about their backgrounds and their early struggles.
Yeah.
Now I want to get into what makes each of them so unique on screen.
Okay.
Their acting styles.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we all know Shah Rukh Khan is known for his romantic roles.
Mm-hmm.
But there's got to be more to it than just that, like, smoldering gaze.
Oh, there's definitely more to it.
Right.
He's notorious for doing multiple takes, sometimes driving directors crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's that dedication that really elevates his performances.
I can see that.
He's not just reciting lines, he's embodying the emotions, the nuances of the character.
And that's what makes those romantic scenes so believable.
Right.
You're not just watching a movie, you're feeling those heart-wrenching emotions right along with him.
Exactly. And then you've got Salman Khan, who's got a completely different approach.
Oh, yeah.
He's all about instinct and spontaneity.
So while Shah Rukh's over there analyzing every single line,
Yeah.
Salman's just going with the flow.
Pretty much. He's known for doing fewer takes, relying on his natural charisma and that effortless swagger that audiences just adore.
That's so funny how both styles can be so effective.
I know.
It's like they're representing two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
The meticulous craftsman versus the natural charmer.
Uh-huh.
And we've got Aamir Khan, who has earned the nickname Mr. Perfectionist.
Mr. Perfectionist.
And I'm dying to know how he fits into this equation.
Well, Aamir is a bit of a control freak, let's be honest.
No control freak.
He dives deep into his roles, researching, transforming his body, sometimes even driving his directors a little crazy with his attention to detail.
Oh.
But, the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, you can't argue with that level of commitment.
Exactly. I mean,
remember when he bulked up and then slimmed down for Dangal?
oh my gosh.
That was insane.
Insane. He's not afraid to push his boundaries, both physically and emotionally, to bring those characters to life.
So we've got the intensely dedicated Shah Rukh,
Uh-huh.
the effortlessly charismatic Salman,
Yeah.
and the detail-obsessed Aamir.
Aamir. It's no wonder they've all achieved such massive success.
It's no wonder at all.
All right.
And speaking of success, let's talk about their box office dominance.
Okay.
I mean, these guys aren't just actors. They're money-making machines.
They are. They are box office gold.
Yeah. All right. Spill the tea. Just how big are we talking here?
Their movies rake in the big bucks.
The big bucks.
We're talking crores and crores of rupees. To put it in perspective, just one of Shah Rukh's blockbusters can out-earn entire Hollywood films in India.
Wow.
And collectively, their movies have generated billions upon billions of rupees.
That's mind-blowing. No wonder they're considered the kings of Bollywood.
The kings.
But it can't just be about talent, right? There's got to be some strategic genius behind their success, too.
Well,
How do they keep those audiences coming back for more?
they've definitely mastered the art of audience targeting and marketing.
Okay.
Shah Rukh, with his romantic image, he often releases his films around Diwali, the Festival of Lights.
Yeah.
Salman, known for his action-packed blockbusters, strategically targets Eid releases, capitalizing on that holiday mood.
And Aamir, with his reputation for, like, thought-provoking cinema, has claimed Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they've each got their own holiday to dominate.
It's a brilliant strategy.
Yeah.
They understand their audience, their cultural sensibilities, and how to create that anticipation for their films.
Makes sense.
And that has played a huge role in building their global fan base.
Because it's not just India that's obsessed with the Three Khans, right?
Yeah.
I mean, their faces are plastered on billboards from Dubai to London to New York.
Everywhere. They've taken Bollywood to the world stage.
They really have.
Yeah.
And their impact goes way beyond just the movies themselves.
It does.
They've influenced fashion trends, music, even social causes.
Totally.
They've become like cultural ambassadors for India,
Yeah.
showcasing its vibrant stories and traditions to the world.
It's amazing.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about their diverse journeys, their unique acting styles, their mind-blowing box office success, and their global impact.
Their global impact, it's huge.
But there's one question that keeps nagging at me.
Okay.
With Bollywood constantly changing, can anyone really fill their shoes?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
I think so.
The Three Khans have set a standard that is going to be incredibly tough to match.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But hey, Bollywood is full of surprises, so who knows what the future holds?
Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see.
All right, well, welcome back. So we've established that the Three Khans are pretty much Bollywood royalty at this point. But you mentioned earlier that their paths to the top weren't exactly a walk in the park.
Right.
I'm curious to hear a little bit more about those early challenges they faced.
Oh, yeah. Their journeys were anything but easy. Remember we were talking about Shah Rukh Khan's early days in Mumbai?
Yeah.
He wasn't just dealing with financial struggles, he was also facing a ton of rejection.
It's hard to imagine anyone saying no to Shah Rukh Khan, the king of romance.
Well, before he was king, he was just another aspiring actor trying to break into a really tough industry.
Right.
And Bollywood can be a tough nut to crack even for someone as talented as Shah Rukh Khan. He used to tell this story about how he would wait for hours outside producers' offices just hoping for a chance to audition,
Wow.
only to be turned away.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's kind of inspiring, actually.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't let those setbacks break him.
No.
He just kept pushing forward.
He did. That's the thing about Shah Rukh. He's got this incredible drive.
Yeah.
This unwavering belief in himself. And eventually that persistence paid off.
It did.
But those early years of struggle,
Yeah.
they definitely shaped him both as an actor and as a person.
It's almost like those tough times fueled his fire.
Exactly. Now, Salman Khan,
Yeah.
he had a different set of hurdles to overcome.
Okay.
He might have had the family connections, but he still had to deal with those constant comparisons to his father.
Right.
And the pressure of living up to that legacy.
And then there were those early reviews, right?
Oh, yeah.
Some critics were pretty harsh on his acting.
They were.
I can't imagine that was easy to just brush off.
It wasn't. Salman's always had this kind of rebellious streak.
Yeah.
And I think some of that comes from having to prove himself.
To show that he wasn't just riding on his father's coattails.
Exactly. He wanted to create his own identity.
Yeah.
And he did it his way. You know, he didn't try to fit into any mold. He embraced his own style, this mix of action hero and mischievous charmer.
Uh-huh.
And it really resonated with audiences.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there were those controversies
Yeah.
that plagued his career.
It did.
Some pretty serious stuff.
Yeah.
I'm curious how he managed to weather those storms and still maintain this massive fan base.
It's a complex issue for sure. I mean, there's no denying that Salman has made some mistakes.
Right.
And those mistakes have had consequences, but he's also done a lot of good.
Right.
Especially through his charitable work. And I think that's part of his appeal.
Okay.
You know, he's flawed, he's human, but he's also got this big heart.
It's like he's a walking contradiction.
Yeah.
And somehow that makes him even more intriguing.
I think you're right. Now, let's not forget about Aamir Khan, our resident perfectionist.
Right. Aamir.
Even though he kind of had a head start in the industry, his early roles didn't exactly set the box office on fire.
I guess even having a famous uncle doesn't guarantee instant success.
Nope, it doesn't. Aamir had to grind just like everyone else.
Wow.
And his perfectionist tendencies probably didn't make things any easier.
I bet.
I mean, he's known for being incredibly demanding on set, always pushing for the best possible take.
I read somewhere that he once made a director reshoot an entire scene because he wasn't happy with the way a curtain was blowing in the wind.
Oh, there are tons of stories like that.
Really?
He's got this reputation for being meticulous.
Yeah.
But that's also what makes his films so exceptional. He's not willing to compromise on his vision, and that dedication shines through in every frame.
You can see that.
Yeah.
So even though all three Khans faced their own unique set of challenges, they all share this incredible work ethic.
They do.
This drive to succeed.
Absolutely. And it's that commitment to their craft, that willingness to push themselves beyond their limits that's propelled them to the top of Bollywood.
Right.
But it's not just about the hard work.
Right.
They've also got this innate ability to connect with audiences on an emotional level.
It's true. You can't deny their star power.
No, you can't.
They just light up the screen.
And they've got this incredible range. They can make you laugh, cry, cheer, and everything in between.
It's true.
And they're not afraid to experiment with different genres and different roles, which keeps their fans guessing and coming back for more.
I think what fascinates me the most is their influence beyond the silver screen.
Yeah.
They're not just actors. They're trendsetters, style icons, and even social activists.
Yeah, they've used their platform to speak out against injustice, champion important causes, and inspire millions.
It's amazing how they've managed to stay relevant for so long.
It is.
I mean, they've been in the spotlight for decades, and they're still going strong. What's their secret?
Well, I think it's a combination of factors.
Okay.
They've evolved with the times, adapted to the changing landscape of Bollywood.
Yeah.
And most importantly, they've remained true to themselves.
They haven't let fame and fortune change who they are at their core.
Exactly. They've maintained that authenticity, that connection with their roots.
Right.
And that's what resonates with their fans.
And speaking of fans, they're some of the most devoted fans in the world.
They are.
Have you seen the crowds that gather for their movie premieres?
Oh, it's like Beatlemania all over again.
It's crazy.
It's wild. Their fans are incredibly loyal.
Yeah.
And they span generations. They've grown up watching their movies, singing their songs, and they feel like they know these guys personally.
Yeah, I guess that's the power of Bollywood.
Yeah.
It's not just entertainment, it's this cultural phenomenon that brings people together.
And the Three Khans have played a huge role in shaping that phenomenon.
They have.
They've become symbols of Indian cinema,
Yeah.
representing its vibrancy, its energy, its ability to transport you to another world.
All right, so we've talked about their struggles, their successes, their impact on Bollywood and beyond.
It's a lot.
It is.
A lot to cover.
But there's one big question looming.
Okay.
What happens next?
Right.
As Bollywood continues to evolve, the question is, can anyone really step into their shoes?
I mean, they've left some pretty big footprints.
Huge footprints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we'll be exploring in the final part of our deep dive. Okay, so we're back, and I think it's time to finally tackle the big question.
The big question.
What's next for Bollywood's Three Khans?
Yeah.
And can anyone else even come close to achieving that level of superstardom?
Right.
I mean, these guys are legends.
They've definitely set a ridiculously high bar for anyone trying to follow in their footsteps.
Yeah, but what's amazing to me is even after decades in the industry, they're still pushing boundaries and reinventing themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not like they're just churning out the same old formulaic films.
Right.
They're taking risks,
Yeah.
exploring new genres, and they're showing no signs of slowing down.
It's true.
Take Shah Rukh Khan, for instance.
Okay.
He's been experimenting with more complex, darker roles lately.
Yeah.
Like in Fan and Deers and Duck.
It's like he's shedding that king of romance image,
Yeah,
showing us a whole new side of his acting ability.
totally.
Yeah.
And Salman.
Salman.
Well, he's still the Paijan of Bollywood, the ultimate action hero,
Uh-huh.
but he's also surprising us with films like Bajrangi Bhaijaan,
Right.
where he taps into some serious emotional depth. It's
Yeah.
like they're reminding us that they're not just one-trick ponies.
Yeah.
They've got this incredible range, and they're not afraid to challenge themselves and their audiences.
And then there's Aamir, who, as we know, is all about pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
He's always been drawn to projects that tackle social issues and spark conversations and make you think.
Right.
He's not just entertaining, he's using his platform to make a statement.
I agree. It's that constant evolution, that willingness to take risks and try new things that's kept them at the top of their game for so long.
Yeah.
They're not content to rest on their laurels.
No.
They're constantly striving to grow and explore new creative avenues.
And it's inspiring to see that even with their massive success, they haven't lost sight of what's important.
Using their influence to make a positive impact on the world.
For sure.
Whether it's through their charitable foundations or speaking out on social issues, they're actively engaging with the world around them.
It's like they understand that being a superstar isn't just about the glitz and the glamour.
Yeah,
It's also about using your platform to make a difference.
absolutely.
And that brings us back to the question of succession.
Okay.
Can anyone truly replicate their impact?
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing this new generation of really talented actors emerging in Bollywood.
We are.
But the Three Khans have left some pretty enormous shoes to fill.
They have. It's not just about acting talent.
Right.
It's that larger-than-life persona, that cultural influence that extends far beyond the silver screen.
Exactly. They've become synonymous with Bollywood itself.
I mean, they're practically worshipped in some parts of the world.
Oh, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Okay.
The landscape of Bollywood is changing.
Changing how...
Well, with the rise of streaming platforms and this growing global audience, there's just a lot more diversity in storytelling.
Okay.
And there's this demand for content that caters to a wider range of tastes.
So maybe it's not about finding one person or even like a trio to replace the Three Khans.
Right.
Maybe it's about embracing a new era of Bollywood,
Yeah.
where individual star power might become less dominant.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
We could see a shift towards more collaborative projects,
Okay.
ensemble casts, and stories that focus on really diverse perspectives.
Yeah, that's exciting to think about the possibilities.
It is.
I mean, Bollywood has always been about reinvention and pushing boundaries, so who knows what the future holds.
Oh, no.
One thing is for sure, though, Bollywood will continue to captivate audiences worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
With its energy, its passion, and its ability to transport us to a world of music, dance, and drama.
And while we may never see another trio quite like the Three Khans,
Yeah.
their legacy will undoubtedly inspire generations of actors and filmmakers to come.
Well said. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of Bollywood's Three Khans, I just want to say thank you for joining us on this incredible journey.
It's been fun.
It has. And to our listeners, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
Share your favorite Khan moments, your predictions for Bollywood's future, and your own insights on what it takes to become a true cinematic icon.
What does it take?
Until next time, keep the Bollywood spirit alive.